You are now in tune to the Realest channel on YouTube. This is your host, none other than Left Side of the Brain. And what I want to talk about today is part 2 of marriage in the HPB realm. But before we even do that, go ahead, hit the like button, and hit the subscribe button, and the share button. We want these videos to proliferate throughout YouTube. It's the realest channel on the earth, and I'm the realest host, yours truly, LSOTB. Now let's talk about it. Marriage in the HPB realm. Now, this is what y'all gotta understand.
Walking around, or
When it comes to marriage, first of all, like I said in the last video, anytime you have a title, I don't want to start it from that angle. I don't want to touch on that. I already covered that. What I want to say is, marriage, it benefits females more so than men, because you see, women, they not as strong as men. A female's body, it breaks down faster than a man. A woman needs a man for survival. They need men to hunt, to gather, and to build. But when it comes to men, since we do the hunting, the gathering, and the building, we don't need women to survive. We just need women in order to carry on a legacy, in case you want to have kids. You see? And another thing about this marriage thing, you only live once, right? And you only get one experience in this life. So why would you choose to marry one woman for the rest of your life when you only get one experience? Think about that. You come through this thing only once. So why would you marry a female for a lifelong partner? Why would you submit yourself to one female in an experience that you only get one chance? You only come through this once. So why would you limit yourself in a one-time experience to one woman for the rest of your life? Why would you do that? And I think that's a question that a lot of people never ask themselves. Why would you do that? What would be the benefit of you doing that? When you really think about it, you get one experience. Let me give it to you in a metaphor. Imagine you went to a carnival. I know when I was a kid, I used to go to carnivals. And you know, carnivals, they have a lot of different rides. They got a carousel, they have roller coasters, all type of rides, bumper cars. But when I was a kid, I never limited myself to one carnival attraction. I would hop on many different rides. I didn't go to the carnival saying to myself, and the carnivals, they come around once a year. Life only comes around once. When I went to carnivals, I didn't say to myself, I'm gonna jump on this carousel, this one carousel, and I'm gonna ride this one carousel until the carnival closes. I'm not going to get on any more rides. I'm not going to get on a roller coaster. I'm gonna just get on this carousel and ride this, and I'm not going to experience anything else until they shut the carnival down. Think about that. Wouldn't that be cheating yourself out of an experience? Yes, it would. So likewise, when it comes to this life, why would you limit yourself and marry one woman for the rest of your life when you can experience many females? You don't have to be locked down to any one. You see? And most relationships, they all about conformity. It has HPV fingerprints all on it, all over it. The concept of these relationships, it has the HPV fingerprints all over it. And why do I say that? Because think about it. When you marry a woman, like we said in part one, you're not marrying a woman, you're marrying the system. You marry the system itself. The woman is just the face of the system. Once you marry her, you lock into an agreement with the system. The word is system. Let's break down that word metaphysically. You have cis and stem. Now, what is a stem? I'm about to show y'all something metaphysically. What is a stem? A stem is what? It grows from the ground. But what comes off of a stem? Other stems. Or, in the case of a tree starts out as a stem. But it has what connected to the trunk? Branches. So that female, she is just a branch from the stem, the cis stem. It's female biased. That's why it's called the cis stem. She's a branch off of that stem. So when you marry a woman, you marry the cis stem. The stem. That's what you did. And you locked yourself into a lifelong agreement. And what's going to happen is you're going to get drained of all of your energy trying to live up to some agreement. Don't put yourself in lifelong agreements with people. You shouldn't do that. As much as people switch up and change up, why would somebody even play that game? Think about it. Why would you put yourself in a game like that? You know how people switch up. Oh, I was in love. Love is subjective. Love changes. Your definition of love is not the same definition of love as a female. And this is what a lot of men don't understand. When women say love, it's not the same thing that a man defines love as. See, when men think about love, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be straight up real with you. When men think about love, they thinking about this. A female who is going to give me sex in a committed relationship where she is going to give me sex and me sex only, and no other men is she going to give sex to. That's the basis, foundation of a man's definition of love with a female. But it goes along with certain criterias that she requires, which means you take care of her, you gotta buy her things, you gotta impress her family and her friends. Usually that's how it goes. That's what a man defines love as in a relationship. But when it comes to a woman, you know what she defines it as? Somebody that's going to spend money on her and only her. It's all about, you gotta listen to females when they speak. They only talk about what the man can do for them. He gotta make X amount of dollars. He gotta be a certain height. When the last time you heard a woman, when she's speaking about liking a man, when she's speaking about liking a man, when the last time you heard her saying what it is she brings to the table? Hardly ever do you hear her say what she brings to the table. It's always about the man giving, because it's a parasitical situation. And what do we say about that, about the HPB realm? We say it's parasitical in nature. And that's why the female, she behaves like a leech or a tick or a mosquito, any type of blood sucker. And that's why after sex, you feel drained of your energy. A relationship, it drains a man of his energy, because you're constantly in this placating mode of pandering to someone else's emotions. That's HPB Realism 101. Y'all, come on, y'all. That's HPB Realism 101. Constantly having to do the monkey dance for somebody else's emotions. That's what the HPB realm is all about. That's one-on-one stuff. We talked about that since day one. And that's what these relationships are about. You see, women, they know men are very easy to please. A woman knows to please a man, the only thing she got to do is lift up her skirt and bend over or get on her knees. Every time her husband come home from work, only thing she got to do is meet him at the door on her knees with her mouth gaping wide open. And you know for what. So how you have to start saying to yourself, how can a woman have a hard time in a relationship? You know why? Because she is never satisfied, for one. For two, women don't love you. And for three, they only with the man in a long-term relationship because women need men for survival. If it wasn't for the last statement I made about women needing men for survival, women wouldn't even consider dating or marrying men. They really don't want to be in marriage, but it's a necessity for females to have to deal with men because women are the weaker vessel. It's not like they love you because you offering them sex. No, because a woman can get sex from anybody. So you got to look at it from the two opposite ends of the reasons why these male and female relationships exist. For us men, it's all about the man below your waist. I mean, let's just be real. And women, stop playing with yourself. Men, you know that men only want to be with you for sex. Stop lying to yourself. When we take you out on dates, it's because we want to bang you out. Hopefully, we be wanting you to say, forget going out to eat. Let's just do it right now, and then we can go out to eat. But let's have sex first. That's what most men really want to say, but they know 9 times out of 10, if they say that, you as a female, you're going to say something like, "Oh, what type of girl do you think I am?" So the man, he doesn't say what he really want to say because it's a huge risk, because he think he may say the wrong thing and you may get turned off about it. But I find it silly because as a woman, you already know a man want to be with you for sex. So why play the games? Do y'all see what I'm saying? It's like, it's nothing but a bunch of games. Like I said in the other video, mind games. The HPB realm it consists of mind games, and females, they just want to pull at a man's nature. And what I mean by that is they try to manipulate the nature of a man. They know that you just want to have sex, but instead of them catering to your needs, they make you wait 6 weeks, or take you out, or they'll make you, or these females have you take them out on 3 dates and all of this, when they already know what it is that you want. But they'll be these time consumers, and they'll eat up your time, because that time is energy. They psychic vampires. You see, I'm at the point to tell y'all Jags to just give up relationships, period. And and one of the Jags, he left in the comment section, I don't know if he want to leave his name, but he was like, he just pay for it and be done with it. And you know what? I support what he said. That's right. It's better to just go buy it and just be done with it. Think about it, because really, that's all it boils down to anyway. Even your marriage is nothing but a legalized prostitution deal. That's all it is. They just put a title on it to make it look like it's something other than what it is. Because like I always say, sex is sex. With your wife, with a prostitute, or however it goes down, sex is sex is sex. And usually nowadays, these marriages, they just last, what, 2 years on average? Maybe a year. And then you get a divorce. Because most of the time, these men get married because they are pressured to get married by that female. She pressured them to marry her because her biological time clock is ticking. That don't mean yours as a man is ticking, but she pressured you to play according to her time. You on her time. You see, as men, we can last forever. As long as we do push-ups, like I be doing, sit-ups, going to the gym, shadow boxing, hitting the bag, eating halfway decent. I ain't trying to say you got to be a total vegan or whatnot, but just by thinking properly, that equates to having good health. I'm telling you, just by you looking at the world through an HPB lens, looking at things for reality, that takes a lot of stress off of you. A lot of disappointments in life come from looking at things unrealistically. And that leads to what? Disappointments. But me, like I always say, I don't have no good expectations coming from these HPBs. So whatever they do, I'm not disappointed. So I don't have no stress in relation to dealing with HPBs. I just look at these people like, what? Like right now, I'm at the mall, got me a new Nike shirt and whatever. I'm at the mall and whatever, chilling in the food court. I see people, but I don't care about these people, man. I just see them walking around. They just props for me to make videos about. I'm telling y'all, man, I'm so chill, man. I'm like the coolest person ever, man. I just sit back and observe. Not worried about nothing or nobody, because I already found the truth, the right understanding to heaven. Heaven is outside of the HPB realm. I've discovered it while yet alive. So I don't have to repeat this life. I don't need to have kids because I already figured it out. Why would I leave a child behind to figure out something that I haven't figured out? But I figured it out, so I don't need to leave a legacy behind to figure anything out. Most people who into having all these kids and stuff, they never figured it out in their life, so they depending on, they believe somewhere down the line that their children is going to figure out what they didn't figure out in their life, which is the reality of the HPB realm. I don't play with fire. I'm not going to leave children around in some prison called the HPB realm, because I figured it out. So why would I throw somebody else in the maze in a world like this when you got all of this crazy stuff going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense? That's why I say the things on this channel that you won't hear other people speaking about, because they don't come from things from the HPB perspective. You got to put the HPB twist on everything that you speak about in life. You got to look at it from a prison perspective. Just like if you was in an actual prison, you wouldn't look at things in an actual prison like people outside of prison. Everything you look at behind bars, you look at it from a prisoner perspective. When you go to the mess hall, when you go to the recreation yard, when you go to the library, you're looking at everything from a prisoner perspective. You're not taking anything for granted. You're not trusting anybody. So I look at this same HPB realm. I look at this HPB realm in the same regards. You have to. You have to. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. They're not going to give you this nowhere else. Nowhere else. So you men in these marriages, you getting played. You getting played by the system. To death do us part. When you die, or when your wife divorce you, she just go on with another man. She gonna get with another man. You know how many women divorced, got kids, now they got other men. You know what I'm saying? They all over they got other men. children by different men. What that tell you? If a woman can get pregnant by multiple men, that means her nature doesn't care about marriage in order to have children. Her nature just cares about creating another hostage in the HPV realm. Any man can get a woman pregnant of any category or race. So marriage is just to nail a man to a woman's control. Cause you didn't get married because of your will. You got married for that woman's sake. And it's a whole history behind that. You see? It's best not to marry. It's best to stay single and pay for it. And to pay for it can mean different ways. Give a couple dollars, or you might got talk game. That's a form of payment. But that long-term committed stuff, how does that benefit you as a man? How does limiting your experience in life with one woman for the rest of your life, how does that benefit you as a man? And ask yourself this, man. If that woman was you, that you married, would she limit herself to one woman for the rest of her life? Think about that. Think about that. I can tell you right now, no, they wouldn't. A woman, the only reason why they get married, because they need men to survive, to protect the family. If it wasn't for that, they wouldn't get married. You mean that these women? Are you serious? You think, no, they wouldn't get married? They wouldn't get married. They do it out of necessity, not out of desire. Because women don't want to look unwanted. They want to look like somebody wanted them. They don't care about love. You know, women, they operate off of a program. Women don't, I'm gonna leave you all with this. Women operate off of a program. You know, even the way they think. You think women think like you as a man, when in reality they don't. Women are not designed to solve problems. They can learn how to do mathematical equations. They can learn how to calculate, but they can't come up with calculations and how to do mathematics, but they can learn how to do it. Math, science, all of those things came from the mind of a man. A woman operates through emotions. So in other words, a woman, she'll give a man a child based off of her desire to have kids. And a lot of men mistake her wanting to have kids as her loving the man. No, she loves herself and her desire to have kids by a man, but she don't love no man. Women do not love men. They love being in security. You hear them say it all the time. I want to feel secure. They just like feeling secure. They like that safety feeling. That's what they define love as. They don't define it as how men define it. They want to be in situations that make them comfortable, knowing that they with the man who they can depend on to pay the bills. Shut the fuck up. Who they can, yeah, I'm crazy out here. Who they can depend on to pay the bills. Who can buy them the latest purse. and, you know, the latest fashion. Women, they love what the man can do for them, the dependability of the man. Just like if you brought a vehicle, right? You love the car as long as it can operate. But once it breaks down, you're ready to sell that thing. You will sell it to somebody and upsell it, knowing good and well the transmission is bad. But you're not going to tell the person you selling the car to about everything that's wrong with the vehicle under the hood. Females the same way. Once you lose that ability to take care of them, they out the door, Jack. They gone. They gone. So they don't love you. They love the desire to have a child. They love security. And they love comfortability. You as a man, you love the sex. Oh, yeah, I married this girl. I'm going to lock this down. I'm going to have consistent sex and this. I'm going to be getting my slob down. You know what I mean? That's what men be thinking about. Men, we looking at looks, how the woman looks, as well as her attitude. Does she act, does she have a decent attitude? But all of that is based in sex. It all leads to sex. So we desire these females because of sexual reasons. They desire men because of security and protection reasons. I just want to tell y'all that. So this marriage thing, it's a hoax. It's all about the woman. It's all about getting a man to conform to female behavior. It also, man, this video is getting long. It also is about, and it's gonna sound crazy, it's about making men effeminate. You might say, what you mean, left side? How is marrying a woman making a man effeminate? He's taking care of duties and all of this. You effeminate because you took your nature to be with many women and you conformed it to be with one woman. So anytime a woman defeats your masculinity and makes your masculinity do and say what her femininity desires you to do and say, she took you off of your masculine throne and dethroned you to be under the system. Because once again, when you marry a woman, you marry the system. You more masculine. Think about this, Jax. Think about this. You more masculine as a single man. Your testosterone is throbbing. Your testosterone is throbbing. You looking at every woman. You on your game. Women checking you out. You moving around. You're not stagnated with one woman. You moving around. I'm gonna leave y'all this. When you a man, if you going to get married, do it when you run out of options. Just to lock you down a woman. Maybe when you get 70, you know what I'm saying? You ready to just lay back then. You about 70. You can get you a woman about 45 or 50. You know what I'm saying? Just wait until you at the threshold. Like what's his name? Like Hugh Hefner. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he ever got married. You know what I'm saying? He had all them young girls around him. Why would he get married? He enjoyed his life until he could do it no more. If you're gonna get married, wait till you about 119 and then say I do. But I'm gonna leave y'all at that. You see, the HPB room, they want to keep tabs on you. And one of the way they can keep tabs on you is through a woman. You know, when you marry that woman, she connected to the system. She connected to friends, family, divorce court, all of that. You're gonna be like, y'all remember that show Married with Children? You remember Al Bundy, how he was always looking on the couch? You know what I'm saying? Because that show was telling you the end result of this marriage thing, man. Stay healthy, stay up, Jax. Stay smart. Don't let nobody or nothing lock you down. Until we do it again, this is Left Side of the Brain, signing out. HPB's down and Jaguars up.